What up guys, and welcome back to Thomas Reacts here on the 360 experience with myself, Thomas Maba. So guys, we are still talking about Zimbabwe. We are still talking about President Emmerson Mnangagwa and the fact that today on the 4th of September 2023, Mnangagwa decided to inaugurate himself as the president of Zimbabwe, and the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa is under fire for going to Zimbabwe to support President Mnangagwa despite everything that has been said about the Zimbabwean elections. So guys, today I want us to look at this clip by JJ Tabane. The clip that I'm about to play you, it's 4 years old, but it is still relevant because on this clip JJ Tabane talks about African leaders and the fact that African leaders, they don't want to let go of power. These people, once they get in power, they don't want to let go of power. It's almost as if these guys are obsessed with power. They would rather die in office. Man, you look at the African National Congress, you look at how many old people are there in parliament on the African National Congress side. Man, these people are sleeping right in front of everyone live on national television. Man, I'm telling you, you can't make this up, man. Just imagine sleeping live on national television in front of everyone else. Man, this is a problem not only for South Africa, but this is a problem for Africa in general, because in Africa we have a lot of old presidents who don't want to let go of power. Some of these people have been in charge for like 30 years. Some of these people have been in charge for like 56 years. Just look at that guy Ali Bongo and his father. These guys have been ruling Gabon for like 56 years. Just imagine one family ruling one country for 56 years. This is a huge problem in Africa. So guys, let's hear what JJ Tabane has to say about these African leaders who don't want to let go of power.
And one of the key things that worry me is the state of governance of Africa. A few weeks ago, actually, the African heads of state meeting in Ethiopia adopted what was called the State of Governance Report for Africa.
And guys, please remember that this video is 4 years old, ne? Please, yeah.
And interestingly, they are saying that that state of governance means that it has improved. That in fact, in many countries, there is a respect for the rule of law.
What?
That people who steal money meant for development are brought to book increasingly. That people who abuse their own citizens, who put faith in them, are increasingly being afraid. The guilty becoming afraid because institutions both in those countries and elsewhere in the world are beginning to go after leaders who think they can get away with stealing money from the mouths of children. And I think I quite like the ring of it. I know that it is not something that will happen overnight. Because one of the big problems that stand in the way of development is our whole leadership structure in the continent.
Thanks.
That is at the heart of democracy. Our leadership structure is victim to something called the big man syndrome. Hey, Africa is in trouble with that, man. Big man syndrome. You know, a big man with limousines and big securities and what have you. You know, the Idi Amin syndrome. Where
And what's funny is that these guys in Africa, they travel around with hundreds of security personnel with 10 cars or 20 cars. But when they go to Britain, they put these guys into buses, man. You remember last time when the African presidents went to Britain, they were put into buses like school kids. And these guys were heavily criticized. Like, how can you guys here in Africa, you travel around with all these security personnel, with all these cars, but there in Britain, they put you into buses like school kids. Like school kids, man. It is so embarrassing, man. These African leaders are embarrassing, man.
where guys refuse to leave office. There's just something. There must be a bug that stings you as soon as you are elected, man. And this bug, after it stings you, you don't want to quit. You may be 93, like Mugabe. You refuse to quit. I mean, Mugabe stayed in office until he was vegetating, man. Eh? Until he was hopeless. I mean, what new idea can you tell me at 93? And what was worse was that the leaders decided that, no, this is the best guy. I mean, just 2 years ago, they made him the head of the AU. It must shame these leaders. You know, there's something I like about what Bani Mutombo wrote in the Sunday Times when this happened, and said, Mugabe and these leaders deserve each other. Because they go there, instead of getting somebody fresh and young and energetic who can actually take the place forward. No, they Mugabe who's falling off stairs and can't do anything coherent. And then, he calls a press conference and they're trying to remove him from office. He's calling a press conference and they hide the speech. They give him a new speech. It's a mess. And, in Africa, we respect our elders. But sometimes, to see them being used as puppets and props for those who want to steal further. Because there's nothing else that Mugabe was staying in office for other than to protect the generals and all these people who have been stealing for years from the people of Zimbabwe. He's retiring. Apparently, the wife is busy beating up, domestics. It's a bad, because now when they get out of office, they run senile. They don't know what's going on because they are used to people doing everything for them and pomp and ceremony and being wasted, and rotten by people who actually, worship them. We must stop that worshipping of leaders.
Exactly.
Leaders must know that they are servants, and they're servants for a time, and they must go, man. If you look at this chap from Malawi, no, it's in Malawi. Museveni. The guy is senile. I'm sorry. Senile. There's no other way to describe it. He passes a law that says gays and lesbians must go away and so on. Something that doesn't make sense in this day and era, okay? His own daughter is a lesbian in the house. They are going to kill and they are going to hang people who are gays and lesbians. He forgot to check at home. This is how senile these leaders can become. It's bad. This big man's roundup is bad. You go to Swaziland here. The place can hardly, it doesn't even qualify as a township. You understand? But there's a big man there who buys jets, who flies around the world, who borrows money from South Africa, saying, hey, to help us who are starving. Then takes that money and flies a jet. It's bizarre. No, but we accept it now. They say, why is this guy getting excited? This is what happens all over the place. We must.
And guys, I may be laughing, but JJ Tabane is telling the truth, man. JJ Tabane is telling the truth. It's just that he has his way, his funny way of saying things. But all of these things that he's saying are true. They are true, man. You look at Mswati, man. This guy is living lavish, man. This guy is buying his wife all like expensive cars and everything. But you look at his country, man. You look at his country. What's wrong with these people, man?
Stop it. We must stop it. This big man syndrome. Here at home, Mambo Suti Buthelezi has played a fantastic role in South African politics. Forget about that. He was a Bantustan leader at some point. Hey, by the way, if you want him to be very angry, just say to him Bantustan. Yeah, yo. He once said to an SABC journalist, hey, Mr. Mazibu, why would you call a king's crawl a Bantustan? Are you? He interviewed him. And of course, he wanted to beat somebody with a knob gear in the studio. So I'm safe being by myself talking about him. But he's 90 years old, man. He's still going to Parliament next week again. When is he going to retire and enjoy his retirement? When is he going to relax and just enjoy life? No, he's going to Parliament. Hey, I'm still a leader. The people want me. And this big man, hey, they love to say the people want. They are surrounded by charlatans who tell them, Chief, you're still fine. This is what happened to Thabo Mbeki, a brilliant intellectual leader of our people, years in struggle, and then he wants a third term. You ask him, why do you want a third term? No, our people, branches want me. And he gives us ZUMA to waste 10 years. Because he wouldn't have the vision to say, I don't want the third term, let me get somebody else to come in. No. He says, people around him says, hey, Chief, it's okay. It's all right, to go for a third term. Big man syndrome. Even the ZUMA. He can see it. In the Bible they say, the writing is on the wall. But people are tired of you. ANC loses elections because of you. People are just fed fed up. He wants to stay in office. And then he calls an interview with a journalist who's busy there mumbling along the whole hour saying, listening to me. I don't know why they're chasing me. Why? Man. DNZ. You messed up the country. That's what you did. But around you, people around you, I'm sure say, Chief, you have introduced radically communist transformation. These people are just jealous. We must stop with the big man syndrome. You must know when it's time to go, man. You must know when it's time to go. You know, one of the things that when Zizi Kodwa, who was a brilliant spokesman of the ANC, said when he was quitting that post, he says, even a good dancer must exit the stage. Fact. I respected him for that. Even a good dancer must exit the stage. Don't wait for people to say, Agahambe. No. No, they want to go back to parliament. I mean, Jeff Radek, wonderful guy, sometimes very kind. But he wants to go to parliament for the 6th time in a row. I don't understand. If you have not made an impact in 25 years, why do you think another 5 years is going to help us? Why don't you retire, do something else? Why don't you just do something else? No, big men, they want to continue in power. The general, a lot of time for the general. I have a lot of time. He's been a leader of the UDM for 20 years. 20. They even have a celebration of 20th anniversary. You ask him, general, he says, no, why don't you ask the Queen of England? You're not the Queen of England. When is the Queen of England the standard? The Queen of England, the West now is the standard now. Big man syndrome. It's a crisis in Africa. And one hopes that when the new cabinet is a big discussion point now, and everybody's shuffling and people are lobbying left, right, and center. And unfortunately, you read my lips on this one. 70% of those people are going to be above 60 years old. It's going to be a retirement village. And no one is not saying, hey, wisdom. My friend Pulemavi tried to spin. It's unspinnable. You cannot have, when the whole world is moving to one direction of youngsters, President of France at 40, Obama there at 45, where now you go and take people who must retire. You're going to make them deputy president, you're going to make them ministers. Jeez. Now when the economy is growing at 0.001, you then get surprised. Because these people are working at that pace. You need youngsters to bring this economy out of the rut that it is in. You need young people who are energetic. Not people who are on deathbeds here, man. I mean, we had a leader here of the NFP. I mean, and God bless her. But she was only for 2 years. Leave you 2 years. They want to think leave you, man. Man. You 2 years. A person should have resigned to say, let me go and take care of my health. She wants to carry on. She sends her daughter to read a speech at the rally. For my people, thank you very much. I'm recuperating. 2 years on leave. Big man, big woman syndrome. It's going to kill Africa. Anyway, I'm not the expert. I'll talk to the expert at 11 o'clock to tell me how on earth we're going to come out of this. And of course, it's the leaders of Africa. They go there to AU saying it's improving, it's all well. You know, we have... Hey, heroes of our people. They spoil how we see them as heroes because of the things they do once they get power. I mean, look at Nuyoma in Namibia. Nuyoma, we used to swear by Nuyoma. When we were in rallies, when we were youngsters at universities, so, you must not come close to us. He gets into power. What does he do? He changes the constitution. The president must have a third term. What the hell? What happens to people when they're in power, man? What happens to them that makes them so mad about remaining in power? Yeah, man. No. Anyway, let's take a break. So the break, we talk to the president of AT, and they want to...
So guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section, man. Don't forget to hit that like button, man. JJ Tabane is telling the truth, man. He's telling the truth. There's a huge problem in Africa, man. youngsters are not being given a chance to do anything in this country, man. You look at our parliaments, you look at our presidents, man. All of these people are old, and there's nothing that they can offer us. We live in a well advanced stage. We are in an advanced stage right now in the world, man. We need people who can think like that, but we have people who have been there for like 30-40 years, and these people are doing nothing for us in Africa, man. So guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part, guys, please subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.